The much anticipated NBA debut for Wemby happened last night, and he did just about what everybody thought he would. Was in foul trouble for majority of the time. Was a big impact on defense nonetheless. Was very impactful from perimeter with hitting the 3-point shots. You seemed to come around on Wemby. You weren't super high on him before. But are you looking to adopt a new French son, or are you limited to your Slovenian son and Luka Doncic? Anybody but your African-American son over here, but,
No, well, hold on. That was well done, sir. I have my large adult Slovenian son, Luka Doncic, will be my only fake child for the time being. So here's the deal. I am not going to overreact to Wemby's debut in a negative way. He got in foul trouble. He had 4 turnovers, 2 of which were offensive fouls in like a 2-minute stretch, which really kind of threw off his evening because we did see his first summer league game. He played poorly and then was excellent in the rest of the exhibition season. He seemed a little uneasy and in foul trouble, obviously, for those first 3 quarters, but then he was very impactful late, and the Spurs could have stolen that game if not for Luka Doncic doing Luka Doncic things. Luka was sensational. Kyrie hit a couple big shots late, but Luka was excellent throughout. So he did, listen, if you bet Wemby unders yesterday, every single one of them hit. His minutes, his points, his rebounds, his blocks, all of the unders came through, and it was because he didn't have a real impact in the first half, and then in the early second half, he got in all that foul trouble, but he had a nice flurry in the fourth quarter, a 9-point flurry to get the Spurs right back in the game to take the lead. I'm going to just go out and give one overarching Wembanyama take that is, I think, going to be the actual story of the first decade of his career. If he becomes a knockdown 3-point shooter, he will be the guy that the hype is absolutely real. Not greatest player of all time, I'm not talking about that, but this guy is going to be a well above average number 1 overall pick, which if you're an above average number 1 overall pick, you're a great, great player. If he does not become a knockdown 3-point shooter, because his shot looks great, but the percentages for his career are not good. It's like right at 30%. It looks like a shot that will be good, and last night it was. If he doesn't, he is going to be an incredibly frustrating offensive player if he doesn't change his style. Because at his size and at his length, he can do devastating damage with the Kevin Garnett offensive game plan of shooting over guys mid-range and kind of short mid-range, rolling to the basket. And so I think the plan is, and the initial plan, and I get it, will be just work on that 3-point shot because it's truly unblockable. KD's shot gets blocked like 4 times a year, and he's 5 inches taller than KD. If he becomes that, he's going to be the guy that everybody says because defensively, he is such a deterrent. The way we discussed the other day, the way a lockdown corner is, where guys won't even throw to his side of the field. And so I'm not going to overreact to game 1. I did bet Scoot to win Rookie of the Year. Scoot didn't have a great game 1 either, but part of that was because I thought that I didn't know how much Wemby would play and how many games he would play. The other thing is the foul trouble will be an adjustment. The rookie last night, sidebar before you go to Monze, the rookie in that game last night that was awesome was Derek Lively for the Mavs, which they were only able to draft him because they threw away the final week of their season, so that pick didn't convey in a trade. They kept the pick because it was top 10 protected. They drafted him with the 10th pick. Luka loved him, and Luka was, of course, excellent. And Luka has a chip on his shoulder this year. Luka's got something to prove in that When people say who's the best player in the league, do people say Luka Doncic, DeMonte?
No. I mean, you might say it every once in a while.
No, I don't think he's the best player in the league. He is not even like in contention for that. That is turned into a true two-man race with Giannis and Jokic. And then when you hear people be like, okay, other than Giannis and Jokic, like give me an MVP pick, you're hearing Tatum's name.
Jason Tatum,
you're hearing
right.
Devin Booker's name. It's not that people think, oh, Luka's no good, but he went from being a triple A-lister to is what happens when you miss the playoffs, where it's like, you know what I mean?
Haven't seen you in a while.
You haven't seen you in a while. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.